You ever wonder what it would be like to receive a message from the future? Well, here's one sent from the year 2076. This is a time capsule from the future, and it's addressed to someone named Alex. Inside this box are items that will help whoever finds it understand what life was like in the year 2076. I'm from the future, and I have traveled back in time to deliver this message to you, Alex. Wherever you are and however you got here. First off, let me introduce myself. I am a historian and an archaeologist. I grew up hearing stories about the Great Plague of 2020 when I was a kid. And I remember thinking how crazy it was that people didn't have the technology we had in 2076 to prevent such a thing from happening. But as I grew older, I realized that sometimes technology can make things worse. That's why I became an expert in pre-tech history. My specialty is the 21st century. When I heard about your time-traveling project, I was excited to help out. So I gathered some items to put in this box that I hope will help you understand what life was like in the year 2076. First, there's this selfie stick. It's kind of funny looking back at these things. Back then, everyone was always trying to take photos of themselves with these. Next, we have this VR headset. Virtual reality was huge back then. Most people got their news from VR. It was much more immersive than the old-school way of getting news, which was through these boxes. Yeah, they were called TVs. We also had newspapers, but they were mostly made out of recycled materials. The paper was kind of stiff, and most of the writing was done by robots. So finding a good job as a writer was pretty hard. As you can see, the world back then was full of challenges, but it was also a time of great prosperity. There were flying cars, and most people owned their own personal drones. We also had self-driving trucks that made deliveries all over the city. The streets weren't as crowded as they are now, because most people got around using driverless pods. These were electric vehicles that ran on solar power. Sadly, this time capsule is only a brief glimpse into what life was like back then. I wish I could have brought more things for you to see, but I had to keep the box small so it wouldn't weigh too much. If you want to learn more about the year 2076, I suggest you try and meet some of the people who are still alive today. You can ask them about what it was like to live through the biggest time of change in human history. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this brief glimpse into the past. I'll go out there and make some history of your own.